This is the science behind how your dog chooses a favorite human and why it might not be the person who feeds them. If you've ever lived in a household with a dog, you've probably noticed it. The dog gravitates toward one person, follows them from room to room, sleeps at their feet, loses its mind when they walk through the door, but barely lifts its head when someone else comes home. It's not random. It's not coincidence. And according to decades of behavioral research and neuroscience, it's not even really a choice. It is chemistry, literally. Let's start at the very beginning, and by that I mean roughly 30,000 years ago. Dogs are the first domesticated species on Earth. They diverged from a now extinct wolf ancestor somewhere between 20,000 and 40,000 years ago, long before agriculture, long before civilization as we know it. For tens of thousands of years, dogs and humans have been co-evolving, developing a relationship unlike anything else in the animal kingdom. And that history matters because it shaped the biological machinery that drives how dogs bond with us today. The foundation of that machinery is a hormone called oxytocin. You've probably heard it called the love hormone. It floods a mother's brain when she holds her newborn. It surges between romantic partners. And in 2015, a research team led by Miho Nagasawa published a landmark study in the journal Science that changed how we understand the dog-human bond. They found that when dogs and their owners simply gazed into each other's eyes, oxytocin levels increased in both the dog and the human. Not just a little. Significantly. And here's the remarkable part. When the researchers administered oxytocin nasally to dogs, those dogs gazed at their owners even more, which in turn raised the owner's oxytocin levels further, creating a self-reinforcing loop. A positive feedback cycle of bonding, driven entirely by eye contact. They ran the same experiment with wolves raised by humans. The wolves barely made eye contact with their handlers, and the oxytocin loop didn't activate. This means that somewhere in the long arc of domestication, dogs developed a biological mechanism to hijack the same neural circuitry humans use to bond with their own infants. Your dog isn't just looking at you. Your dog is triggering a parental bonding response in your brain, and you're doing the same thing back to them. But oxytocin only tells part of the story, because if the bond were purely chemical, every dog would love every human equally, and they clearly don't. The next piece of the puzzle is timing. Dogs go through a critical socialization period between roughly 3 and 14 weeks of age. During this narrow window, a puppy's brain is extraordinarily plastic, soaking up social information at a rate it will never match again. The people, animals, sounds, and environments a puppy encounters during this period shape its behavioral framework for life. According to the pioneering research of John Paul Scott and John Fuller, published in their 1965 book Genetics and the Social Behavior of the Dog, a dog's behavioral makeup is approximately 35% genetic and 65% shaped by socialization, nutrition, training, and life experience. That's a staggering ratio. It means that who your dog becomes and who your dog loves is overwhelmingly shaped by early experience. Within that broader socialization window, puppies form a primary attachment to one or two main caregivers, typically around 12 to 16 weeks of age. This is not preference. It is neurochemical bonding. The person who holds them, feeds them, plays with them, and introduces them to the world during those critical weeks gets wired into the dog's brain at a foundational level. Between 8 and 9 weeks of age, puppies enter a fear sensitivity period. If they are frightened during this stage, that fear can become permanent without extensive desensitization. which means the person who provides safety and comfort during this vulnerable time earns a bond that is almost impossible to replicate later. Now, if you adopted your dog as an adult, do not worry. Early imprinting matters, but it is not the whole story. The third major factor in how dogs choose their favorite person is ongoing positive association. As Carol Erickson, a Pennsylvania SPCA animal advocate, puts it, what it comes down to for all dogs is they decide their very favorite family member by who gives the most consistent, high-quality attention. Ear rubs, play, scratches. Dogs get positive associations from being around people who consistently provide positive experiences. And here is where it gets interesting. Quality matters more than quantity. Interactive play, training sessions, and focused one-on-one time carry far more weight than simply being in the same room. Experts recommend at least 30 minutes of active, focused bonding time each day, and that does not mean walks or watching television together. It means fetch, tug, training new skills, or working together in activities like agility. For dogs, quality time is their love language. The fourth factor is one that surprises most people. Personality match. Dr. Clive Wynne, an animal behaviorist at Arizona State University, explains that dogs are incredibly perceptive. They pick up on the smallest details about the people in their lives. Body language, tone of voice, even scent. Dogs tend to gravitate toward humans whose energy complements their own. A calm, quiet dog may prefer a calm, quiet person. A high-energy dog may bond with whoever matches their enthusiasm. But here is the truly counterintuitive part. Dogs often choose the person who plays it cool. One expert found that the person in the household who did not even want the dog is frequently the one the dog loves most. Why? Because when humans do not like something, they tend to avoid eye contact, keep their distance, and stay calm. To a dog, that is incredibly friendly. In canine body language, avoiding direct eye contact and angling your body away are appeasement behaviors. They signal safety. So the person who is ignoring the dog is actually speaking fluent dog. So how do you know if you're the chosen one? The signs are surprisingly specific. If your dog follows you from room to room like a shadow, that's a strong indicator. If they sleep near you, especially belly up, that signals complete trust and devotion. If they seek you out during stressful situations like thunderstorms or fireworks, you're their safe harbor. And watch the tail. Research has shown that dogs wag their tails with a right-side bias when they see someone they love. When they encounter a stranger or perceive a threat, the wag shifts to the left. It's subtle, but it's measurable. Perhaps the most telling sign is scent tracking. Dogs will use their favorite person's scent to find them, moving room to room through the house until they locate them. And if you've ever come home to find your dog sleeping on your worn shirt, that's not misbehavior. That's love. Now, some dogs are genetically predisposed to be one-person dogs. German Shepherds, Border Collies, Basenjis, Akitas, Chihuahuas, and Belgian Malinois all tend to form intense bonds with a single human. Other breeds like Golden Retrievers and Collies spread their affection more evenly across a family. But breed is only part of it. As Dr. Pam Nichols puts it, dogs are very much like people. They have favorites, and they have preferences depending on lots of factors. There is one important caveat. There is a line between healthy attachment and hyper-attachment. Dogs that cannot function when separated from their chosen person, dogs that vocalize non-stop, destroy furniture, refuse to eat or attempt to escape, are not displaying love. They are displaying separation anxiety, and it requires professional help. The healthiest dog-human bonds are built on consistency, patience, respect, and fun. If you show up daily, calm, predictable, and attentive, you are building exactly the kind of relationship dogs have been evolving to seek for 30,000 years. Your dog did not choose you at random. They chose you because of biology, because of timing, because of experience, and because of who you are when you are with them. The science says the bond between you and your dog is real, measurable, and ancient. And every time you look into their eyes, you are both a little more bonded than you were the moment before.